Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop, and today I'm going to earn this shirt. So, thank you all for watching this video. In this video, I hope to illustrate why it is not a great idea to choke up on your hammer handle while you hammer. But instead of just running my mouth like I've done in the past and just giving you a whole bunch of anecdotal evidence, we are actually going to do some super high quality slow-mo footage for you so you can decide for yourself where is the best place to actually put your hand on the hammer handle in your own hammer work, and hopefully save a lot of you out there a lot of pain and future injury later on down the road. So without further ado, we're going to use Thomas in this video because he has much more clearer defined muscle structure than Roy does. Mine's all fat. Mine's fat with muscle. His is mostly muscle because the boy needs to eat a biscuit. So let's get right into it and we'll catch up with you at the end. Okay everyone, to start this off, let's start with the control. We're going to call this the caveman grip, or otherwise what would happen is if you just beat on material with a rock. So as you can see here, there's quite a bit of shock load to the arm, not only in the wrist area, but you can see it travel all the way through the elbow and up the arm to the shoulder. The next grip position is choking up. As you can see, this presents a very similar result if you look at that shock load run right up those top tendons there in the arm, and how snappy that is. Now when we're holding in the middle, look how much less shock load that is. This allows the hammer to actually have a place to rebound to, instead of catching it all in the palm of your hand. Now this is my favorite position, but the result actually surprised me quite a bit. As you can see, there is a slight bit of shock load that is happening on the end of the hammer handle. Now this makes sense in physics that, you know, the kinetic energy traveling through that material or through that mass is going to have to come out somewhere. So holding it somewhere in line and not on the very end of where that mass would go makes sense that it would come out there. Now we're using hot material instead of cold to show you the difference in the shock load. As you can tell, it's still quite fierce with the caveman grip, and you can just see it really working the arm over quite a lot. Again, choking up, you can see that it has less of an effect than holding it by the hammer head direct, because there is a little bit of give right at that joint. But you can still see that it has quite a bit of shock load going through the arm. I guess our ancestors had a reason for creating hammer handles in the first place. Now look at holding in the middle. There's almost zero shock on the arm by holding about where the palm swell is on the hammer handle. And as you look at this hammer going, you can see that the hammer handle has a place to bounce to. That opposite and equal reaction has a place to go. Versus my personal favorite, which is holding at the end, you are still catching some of that load, which completely shocked me. Again, it makes sense. I'm sure there's probably some physics guys out there that could have told me a lot sooner that that's probably what's going to happen. But as you can see, it is still minor in comparison to holding the hammerhead itself. This is the little hammer's weight, and we're about to test a much larger hammer, what it's like and the difference between a large hammer and a light hammer. So starting off the light, this is going to be kind of repetitive. We're just using this as an example. Main thing to pay attention to here is pay attention to Thomas's muscle structure. Look how it looks mostly relaxed at this point. He's not death gripping the hammer. Now look at the difference when he picks up this 8-pound hammer. Look how much more of the muscle structure is engaged, and look how much more sharp that shock wave that goes up the arm is. This also leads to another thing. He has to chicken wing. So that means he has to bring out his elbow in order to handle the mass to try to lift. And so now he's actually lifting more with his shoulder than he is lifting with his bicep. Now we're going to go to middle grip on the small hammer. And in these clips, I told Thomas to really give it the beans, so really go after it and hammer as hard and fast as he could to take and show kind of like his max load of what you could do. Now he could only hold the large hammer in the middle position, but look how much more strain this is. This is why larger hammers require you to choke up all the way up on the head. Our arms and our joints, our wrist joints and elbow joints, are just not meant to pick up that kind of load out on the end of a fulcrum point. And obviously you can see here he doesn't have much control. One other thing I will mention is that the anvil is bouncing up and down because he has a hollow base stand that this is on. This would be even more intense if he was hammering on Olga. Okay, so there's our results. Hopefully that will clearly indicate to you what position that you would like to take and have your hand in on your hammer handle when you're doing your hammering, even if you have to take and adjust the way that you like to hammer in your current technique now. So now I'm going to ask Thomas, how did you feel in each position, and what's your favorite and why?
Well, holding it by the hammerhead, bad idea. We have evolved from caveman status. We put handles on, so let's use them. Right up here, choking up, all that I could feel right in my wrist, and my elbow, and I wouldn't want to do that all day long. My sweet spot that I felt the best is about midway. I had the best control over it, and I didn't feel really much anything in my wrist or my elbow. Towards the tail end, I had a little less. I kind of wanted to turn it a little bit. Maybe that's just me, a little bit more hammer control, but it kind of was just a little whippy. But the two positions that felt the best was about midway or the tail end.
Cool. So there you go. So that's his preference. That's what this little video demonstration's done for him. Let us know in the comment section what you've tried and what you like about your own particular hammer position. You know, where you like to hold the hammer handle there, and just let us know down in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to all the great channel members that have made this content possible. Couldn't do this channel without you. God bless each and every last one of you out there, and we will catch you on the next one.
And just don't do it.